So, this is my first YouTube video that I have all gonna be uploading. I do not have my mic today. I am just gonna speak because this is gonna be the start of something that I plan to do to actually show up and get out of my comfort zone, because you may know me from Instagram, where I've been living there for a long time. You may be in my emails, you may know me from co-parenting, you might know me from narc abuse and healing from narc abuse, or you may know me from deconstructing internalized patriarchy and where we're at the moment. So I've been resisting and putting this video off for the longest time. I cannot tell you how many times I have thought about recording this, or starting to even speak in longer form, because I have a lot to say, I have a lot to share, and Instagram's not the best place for that kind of content because it seems to be very snack style, very like short reels, or I love carousels because then I can get a bit deeper and I can kind of explain myself a bit more and give more context to what I'm saying. Now, if you've been in any of my spaces before, you kind of know the drill. We talk a lot deeper on certain topics, and we just can't do that on social media. I don't care what anyone wants to say, it's not possible. So I've been resisting showing up on video because I have a lot to say and I don't sugarcoat things, and what I say often activates people, which is great. That's the intention. However, sometimes people can be triggered, and that's not my intention, but that can also be a good thing depending on who you are and how you take that. Being triggered can actually show you where the work is, where your blind spots are, because we don't know what we don't know. So instead of overthinking it, I'm just going to start uploading videos here. I will hopefully have my mic next time, but if I don't, I don't. I'm not probably going to edit them because that's just takes me out of my frequency, takes me out of my energy. I'm just going to say things as they are. I'm going to share the downloads as I get them, when I get an opportunity to come and upload a video. So that's what you can expect here. I am a mentor, a coach for women who are self-led. I'm basically in this space and this place myself internally, my own journey, where I'm deconstructing. I am married and I'm a parent to, two amazing daughters. And I'm deconstructing. So the nuance there is I'm deconstructing this internalized patriarchy whilst in relationship, while I am married. That comes with its own set of challenges and also benefits, I would say. That's where I'm at right now. Deconstructing the patriarchy is fucking hard. Whether you are, single, so not repartnered, it's hard enough because everyone around us is kind of in this system. We operate in this system and we do not know our blind spots. As much as you feel that you are, this badass feminist, you own your range, you own your voice, you're in your motherfucking power. There are these blind spots. There are these micro places, especially when you've done a lot of personal development, a lot of work on yourself, a lot of self-development. We can have these blind spots that we are not even aware of, and they are very micro, and they show up in these very, very like unsuspect places where this internalized misogyny, this internalized patriarchy is still running rife. Now, for me personally, I am here and it's not so comfortable for me to show up on video. In my private spaces, when it's like a Zoom, absolutely fine. You're there, you've logged in, I know who's there. This way, I do not know who is here listening to this, but I do know this. If you are listening to this right now and you have stayed for these couple of minutes so far, this video is likely meant for you. Because I do believe that people do not find me and my work until they are ready to find me and are ready to face some of the things. I do not sugarcoat things. I am quite blunt. I do say things as they are, and a lot of people do appreciate that because I can't And I don't see the point in not being honest, in not being open when I see something going on for you that maybe you can't see. And that is my superpower as well. I see and I hear what is not being said and what others skip over. That is part of my superpower. That's part of my intuitive nature. Now, again, I will just say, and I don't want to make any promises. This video here, I made a decision. I am going to go and upload a YouTube video. I am not going to do what's comfortable. I am not going to stay safe and post on Instagram only. And I'm going to show my face. But I am not going to promise a day and time that I'm going to upload these videos. Because again, I get these downloads. There's a lot going on. If you're anything like me and you receive downloads and you maybe write them down or journal on them, that's fine. I do the same, but when they come, they come. And I always know that when someone is ready to hear this, this may not be for everyone, but it's for you. You listening right now, and you feel like I'm talking to you right now. That's who this video is for. This video is not for the masses. This video is for a very specific kind of woman. Now, I will just say, again, if you are here and you are a woman, and I'm going to say like 40s plus, likely going through perimenopause, likely feeling an element of rage right now and anger for whatever reason, but the perimenopause is likely fuel to that fire, and you have this like burning desire within you, and you have a voice, you maybe haven't used it, you maybe don't know how to use it. You are deconstructing, deconditioning, and decentering. When I say decentering, I mean decentering men, but I mean centering yourself, which by default means decentering men. That comes with its challenges. Deconditioning. We can't decondition what we don't know what we've been conditioned into. Yes, the good girl programming is a condition. We have been trained and conditioned either from our parents, our caregivers, society, upbringing, school, church, whatever it may be. All of the above. And it can take us a long time to realize this. And then when we do realize that, then we need to decondition. But we don't just decondition. What are we then reprogramming? What then replaces the conditions? You may be in a relationship right now and think and realize, like, do I want to be in this relationship or not? Is this what I want? As you are deconstructing. Or you are in a relationship or marriage and you don't want to blow it up because you are deconstructing. There's a lot of fears around, like, if I expose this, if I start doing this work, what does that mean for my relationship, for my marriage, for me as a parent, for me as a friend, a sister, a colleague, whatever it is? So deconstructing this internalized patriarchy is small feat. It's not a small job. It's a continual thing. And we go along this journey. I was not ready to own the word feminist until just recently because of the negative connotations. And because I just dislike labels to start with anyway, naturally. I don't believe we can be distilled down to just one or two or three or five different things. We are a multitude of lots of things, very multi-passionate, and a lot of layers to us and depth. Now, I own the word feminist because of what I define it to be, not what others define it to be, not what men define it to be, not what other women define it to be. And when I say other women, I mean women who maybe hate men. I do not hate men. I love women. I love a woman rising in her power. I love witnessing that. And I love collecting and seeing women and holding space and spaces for women who are doing that together, because there is so much power when women get together. There is so much power when you didn't even realize there was power. Because us together, we are a force to be reckoned with. Us individually are a force to be reckoned with when we realize that. And we have so much power within us. And along my journey and supporting women and working with women in all different areas, whether it was healing from narcissistic abuse, leaving an abusive marriage or relationship, parenting in that dynamic, or divorcing someone who was, maybe on the spectrum of MPD or high conflict, abusive, whatever it may be. Underneath all of that, the work underneath all of that is breaking the conditioning, this good girl, people pleasing conditioning that has been beat into us in one way, shape, or form, whether you realize it or not. I know for me personally, the biggest and the scariest deconstruction and decision was leaving. That was the hardest decision, but the best decision, obviously. The hardest, but the safest. The safest on all levels. We cannot become who we're truly meant to be. We cannot decondition, we cannot deconstruct, and we cannot decenter if we are not willing to face these decisions that are hard in the beginning, or seemingly hard on the surface, but they are actually the best thing for us and for our children if we have them, and for those around us. So if you're listening this far, I just want to say I see you, and I'm not going to allow the thoughts in my mind stop me from showing up, because I know that our words are so powerful. Our messages are so powerful. I know what I have within me is meant for someone's ears right now, and I'm not going to tell myself anything different. I'm not going to hide behind a Substack article, although I do write articles there. I'm not going to hide behind carousels. I'm not going to hide behind a 3-minute reel or a 30-second reel. I'm still going to create those. I'm still going to talk about the topics that I talk about. But if you are here, I believe that we are a match for one another. And we are aligned. And it's maybe just one person. But I was you. I was the ultimate good girl. The ultimate people pleaser. I am deconstructing right now as we are going. But I know what it's like for the whole journey. And it's not easy. And it's easy to turn a blind eye to it, because life is actually easier when you adhere to the rules of the patriarchy. It's actually more confronting to go against the grain. But if you are anything like me and anything like the women that I work with, you are someone who goes against the grain. You may not know why, but you've always been a little bit rebellious, a little bit different to everyone else. You have opinions. You know your own mind. That's who I'm speaking to right now. So I'm not going to go on too much. I would love for you to engage with this video. I'm not going to put any like hashtags or anything like that. There will be a link in the description box if you want to go deeper on this, or if you want to know what I do, why I'm here. But I'm leaving this here and all of my other videos that are going to follow, because I'm committing to this. I'm making a decision because I do so wholeheartedly believe in frequency and energy, and that when people are ready to be receptive to what they need to hear, they hear it. They find it and they hear it. It's happened to me so many times in my lifetime. And I am here for the woman who is ready to rise. You're powerful as fuck. You're maybe a bit of a rebel, and you are either owning your feminist rage, or you're exploring it. Whatever it may be, I'm here for it. So head to the link in the description box. Subscribe if you feel the need to subscribe, so you don't miss out on any videos. Again, I'm not going to promise that this is going to be daily, weekly, monthly. I don't know. But I just feel drawn to share here in this longer form, more intimate, because I'm just speaking to you. It's just you and me here. Alright, so take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.